Hello, YouTube. Godzilla here, and I'm doing my very first review video. And today I'm going to be doing kind of pros and cons type thing. It's going to be Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 2, which, as we know, are two of the best-selling Star Wars franchise games ever made. And we're just gonna start with the Galactic Conquest, which is, in my opinion, the best thing on there. It's just, I don't know, you go around and you try to take control of the galaxy. In Star Wars Battlefront 1, there are no space battles, so you just have to choose planets. You can't just fly around in your space cruiser, which is what you do in Battlefront 2. And, well, yeah. And in Battlefront 1, if you get 4 victories in a row, you can take over a planet. Unless you're the Empire, you can just destroy a planet, which is pretty cool. Yeah, my favorite faction, personally, is the Empire for Battlefront 1, Battlefront 2, Renegade, and Elite Squadron, but it's just, yeah. In Battlefront 2, however, there's a lot more planets, and you can play as any faction, which you could do that in Battlefront 1, and you just need to take over all the planets in both of them. However, I think there's 10 planets in Battlefront 1, I don't know. There's a lot more planets in Battlefront 2, though. And if you meet the enemy space cruiser, whether it's over a planet or it's just in space, you have a space battle. And to win a space battle easily, you need to destroy the critical systems. And in Battlefront 1, this is important to discuss. The Jedis, or the Sith, heroes as we call them, die in the strangest of ways. Like, you land on them with a ship, they die. You run over them with a tank, they die. However, you shoot a rocket at them, they deflect it. Like, it's deflected off of their lightsaber. It makes no sense. But in Battlefront 2, however, this is actually very good. I've been saying however a moment. You play as the Jedi. You play as the heroes. Which they come with their own different powers, and there's a lot more heroes in Battlefront 2. But when you face them, yeah, they can deflect blasters and stuff like that. But they cannot deflect a rocket. And they can destroy tanks and stuff like that. So it's just, you get what I'm saying. Battlefront 2 follows the laws of physics. Let's just say that. And another important thing to discuss is the storylines of both of them. In Battlefront 1, there's 2 storylines. One's the Clone Wars, and one is the Galactic Civil War. Now, in both of them, both storylines, you follow the movies. In Battlefront 2, there's a storyline called Rise of the Empire, which is just flat out incredibly awesome. Because what you do is you start out as clones, and you follow what happens in Episode 3. But after Episode 3, you actually go in between Episode 3 and 4, and you fight... Who is it you fight? You fight the Theed army. Yeah. You kill the Queen. You fight the Jedi, of course. And, yeah. You also fight a second droid army, and the most unusual battle by far is when you fight the clones. They said that it's their evil brothers, but I'd have to agree, because, in my opinion, the Empire aren't evil. They just try to rule the galaxy, whatever. But, something that you did not know, years, Battlefront 2 was made years before this other game. And the main character of this game actually made an appearance in Battlefront 2. It's in the Death Star, and it's the final objective. When you face the rebels, it's Starkiller from The Force Unleashed who makes an appearance. But it's the clone. The clone. Not the actual guy, but the clone. They refer to him as Rebel Leader or Jedi Padawan. And, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, I like that. And, another great thing about Battlefront 2, it has a training mission. It's actually like a mission from Rise of the Empire. Oh, and another thing to mention about Rise of the Empire, Hoth the Finest Hour, time view 20 minutes, right? And that's still too little time. It's very hard. You play as Darth Vader though, which makes it cool. And okay, another thing to mention, Battlefront 1. It has 3 difficulties. Basic difficulties, easy, normal, and hard. Battlefront 2, 2 difficulties, normal and elite. Now, normal is very easy on both games. However, hard and elite, it makes the battle epic, and I highly recommend playing elite. And another great important thing to mention about Battlefront 2 is if you play on Mos Eisley and you choose Assault, there's a heroes versus villains, and you can play as the heroes, the Jedi, or Han Solo, or Leia, or Chewbacca. And if you play as the villains, you play as the Sith, you play as Jango, Boba Fett, all those classic characters. However, I must mention the hardest to play as, in my opinion, and the hardest to kill is Yoda from the heroes. But the CPU for the heroes stops at nothing. I mean nothing to destroy the villains. The CPU for the villains just stands around and does nothing. So Battlefront 2 obviously made the heroes win. Me and my friend were playing one time as the villains. Between us, we had 80 kills, and we just barely won it as the villains. So that just shows you how intense it is. But I just love the games, no matter what. Split screen, playing with different people, it's freaking awesome. And the space battles, my god, the space battles are awesome. There's actually, well, not really, but there's kind of a way to take over the command post in the droid ship. Yes, it has to be the droid ship. Okay, what you do is you fly in an LAAT cruiser to, well, the Trade Federation gunship. And, yeah, you just, like, fight off the droids, and in the, I forget what it's called, let's just call it a Republic Star Destroyer. In the Republic Star Destroyer, another one will appear, and you just take a second one in. However, 2 of them only appear. And you need to land them twice, because if you don't land them twice, they randomly fly off and fly into the ceiling or the wall of the droid ship. It's really weird. And, basically, there's so many clones in the hangar that the command post is still red, indicating that it's droids. But, however, anytime a droid appears, they get shot. And it's all clones in the hangar, and it's just awesome. I mean, it's just incredible, and I love it. But my personal opinion is, used to be Battlefront 1, but now it's Battlefront 2. So, yeah. So that ends my first review, and be here next time when I review an album called Pinkerton. Goodbye.